Dear Thai, dear community, good afternoon. So every summer and every big retreats, like the summer retreat, we always have a time with you to share about one of our practice, which is beginning anew. We have different format of this practice, and one is the ceremony of beginning anew, where the brothers and sisters put their Sangati robe and we offer the incense and we do some chanting. We have a text wrote by our teacher that you can find in the book Chanting from the Heart. And this text is helping us to reflect on our path, on our practice. So this is the ceremony, and then we have another format, which is a formal practice of beginning anew with one another. When we live together, sometimes we don't take time to spend time together and to really be present for each other. We may think that we live together because we are under the same roof. We maybe with our partner, sleep in the same bed, waking up together, eating together. But actually, do we really spend time together? So the beginning anew practice is a chance for all of us to create a space, to take the time to be together, first of all. More and more in our modern society, we are very much on our smartphone, computer, and sometimes we think we are present, but we are more focused on our devices than on what our beloved one is maybe trying to tell us. And why is it so important to have this time? Our teacher always reminds us that when we love someone, we need to be present for him or for her. That's the most precious gift we can offer to someone that we love. It's our presence, our true presence, not our presence, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. What did you say? Yes, yeah. And what we are learning here, the gift that you are offering yourself and your family and maybe your colleague, also when you go back home in your daily life, it's to learn how to listen, to be really present for what is here. And first we listen to ourselves. What is going on inside? We have many ways. Our society is giving us many, many ways to not doing that. So much things to do, to look, to listen, and now even go for 3 or 4 days on the other side of the world, just to take time for ourselves. But in fact, we are running away from ourselves, maybe. So when you come on a retreat like that, we have been talking about coming back to ourselves. And one way to do it is by bringing our attention to our in-breath and out-breath, to establish our solidity, our presence in our body, and not to pay too much attention to our mind, which can be very tricky and very powerful. So we can choose, okay, do I want to follow my mind or my emotions, sometimes very strong? Or can I just try to come back and be aware of my in-breath and out-breath? And listen. Just listen. What is happening now? Am I angry, frustrated, jealous, sad? Or happy, joyful, peaceful, at ease, relaxed? Whatever is here. Thanks to the mindful breathing, we can just establish ourselves firmly in the here and in the now, in our body, and just embrace what is here. So to develop this capacity of deep listening can have many benefits. One of them is if we have this capacity to just listen, maybe we will not say something, we will not react if we are angry or sad or jealous. All of these strong emotions that are all in us, they can manifest. We just need something happening outside, especially if it's our beloved ones, then that goes very quick. So even though it already came up, we can just recognize, oh, okay, the seed of anger is already there. I am aware of it, and I just breathe in and out. I don't say anything. I don't do anything for a moment. So we train ourselves to do that. And when we know how to do that for ourselves, it's easier to do the same for our beloved ones or those who are around us. If we cannot do it for ourselves, there's no way we can offer this listening to the other people that may need our help or the people that we love. That's why it's important to take care ourselves first if we really want to help those that we love. So to have the capacity to listen to our own pain, is also a capacity to listen to the other's pain and hurts. The practice of being anew is like a reset, a reboot button. You know, sometime on our devices, computer, or for some reason there is some bug and the engine doesn't work anymore. It's too hot, and then you have to press the button, refresh, reset, reboot. So it's a little bit like that also. And sometimes we wait too long before we can press that button. For ourselves, sometimes we have to wait to reach the burnout in order to press reset button, because we have not listened enough carefully to our body and our mind. So the benefits of the practice of beginning anew with yourself, and especially with your beloved ones, can refresh your relationship. So beginning anew is about relationship. The relationship you have with yourself, first. The relationship you have with life, with the situation in your life, in your daily life. How do you cope? How do you answer to the situation? And of course, the relationship with the people you love, your family, your friends, the people that you are working with, your colleagues. And make it broader, just the people that you meet, maybe every day in a supermarket, at the post office, at the bank, or I don't know where. And then the relationship with Mother Earth and all kind of life, animal, mineral, vegetal. What is your relationship with life? In our tradition, we talk a lot about impermanence, and being aware that everything is impermanent can help us to touch the preciousness of having our beloved one near us, having friends around us. We don't take it for granted. And with this awareness, we can step forward and actually try to take care our best of our relationship, because we know it's precious and we know that it may not be like that forever. So how can I take care of my relationship? I think for many of us, we have this tendency to see all the negative points, all the things that are not good enough, all the things that our beloved one haven't done for us or haven't said. And sometimes we hold on this very long, very long. I know, for instance, my sister is still, I think, unhappy about the fact that my father was not able to pick up her on time when she was young at school, for example. And this is still a pain in her heart, because she cannot let go. So can we look at each other as human beings also, and not having too much expectation? And just not to see the father only as a father, not just to see the children just as children, but as a human being with a lot of potential, a lot of intelligence, a lot of talents. And this is where we come to the first, there are 4 steps in the actual practice of beginning anew. So when you sit down together, you may want to have some flower or something from nature that can help you to be in touch with the beauty that is in nature and that is in all of us. And the first step is to be able to recognize the beauty, the talents, and to be grateful for having such a person next to us. No one is perfect, but we all have many qualities. Maybe some of us, they are hidden, but sometimes they just bloom in the midst of unskillfulness. But if we look carefully, so it's also a training to learn how to look with new eyes, and not with the eyes of 10 years ago, when you did that to me. So our perception about the people that we love, the people that we have a relationship with and we care, we need to take care of our perceptions. Our teacher, I don't know how many percentage, but often say it's more than 90% of our perceptions are wrong. So the question our teacher is inviting us to to say is, are you sure? Am I sure? You know, we often have a story about that sister, that person, and then when we meet that person, it's like the story is and sometimes we cannot look at each other in the eye for a long time, and we don't take time to sit down together and to speak about it. So to begin anew is to also have a courage and the trust in the capacity, in my capacity and in your capacity to let go. Because we want to live in harmony, we love each other, and we need to support each other also. So sometimes when we do begin anew, it's because sometimes we have to. We have to sit down together in a safe space. Sometimes if two sisters have a small conflict and it's going on for a while, maybe we will ask for an elder sister to sit down with us. And then we can share. And we know that everybody will practice coming back to our breathing, will practice deep listening, and also loving speech. It's entering the deep consciousness. Because beginning anew is also a way to resolve conflict, if we have conflict, and to take care of our pain, and not to feel we are alone, and we have to deal with it alone. This is my problem, this is my suffering, even though you are the cause of my suffering, but I know you cannot help me. That's something that we can have in our head. Happiness and suffering is not an individual matter. My suffering is your suffering, and my happiness is your happiness. And being here during 1 week or more, maybe you can touch that. When you see many people are laughing or smiling, light, then this energy is also affecting you. And in another way, if you are in an environment where people are suffering, crying inside, it will also affect you. So to say that I can deal with my suffering, I don't need your help, this is not true. And we need to be able to learn to say, I need your help, please help me. When we have friends, we know that friends are there when we have difficulty. They are not only here for happiness moment and joy, but we can count on our friend, especially when we have difficulty, because we know that they can understand us a little bit, they can be present for us, they can listen to us without trying to change us, without having too much expectation on us. So, can we be a friend to ourselves? That's a question. can I have no expectation? I'm not perfect, I'm doing my best, and it's okay. I accept you as you are. Can you say that to yourself? And then you can look into the beauties that you have, inherited from maybe mom and dad and grandparents. There are many good seeds in us. And sometimes our society is not encouraging us to see them. So now it's a revolution. We go against the stream, and we want to acknowledge our own beauty, our own qualities, talents, our own capacity to transform. And the second step is to have the capacity to express regret. Sometimes things go too quickly and it's already too late. We have said something, oops, no. And we see the face of the other one like completely, oh, no, why did I say that? So we have say something or not say. She was maybe expecting you to say something, but you didn't. So during this time, when we sit together, we can really come back to ourselves, and from the care we have for our relationship to express our regrets for not being enough present, for example, for being too often carried away by anger or frustration, or too often complaining and not acknowledging the efforts that the other make in the relationship, in the family, or in a couple relationship. And it's very important to do the first step, always and always, to nourish the love, to nourish the friendship, to nourish the trust. The Buddha say everything needs nourishment to be able to survive. And the love is the same. Our relationship is the same. If we don't take care of our relationship, it will vanish. And some of us already have probably this experience. So do we have the capacity to apologize? To say sorry? Sorry, I was not able to be present for you. At that time you needed my help, but I was not able. Can we recognize? Can we name it? Can we see it also? All these moments in our life, in the different relationship we have. Because sometimes we are not aware, we don't see. And that's why also to take time and to sit together, it's good to hear from the other that, oh, you know, when you say that last time, it really hurt me. So this is the third step, to express pain, to express a suffering. And we don't blame, we don't accuse, we don't judge, we are not in that spirit. We are in a spirit of trying to build the relationship, to understand each other, in order to love each other better. So when we express our suffering, we are really in contact with the emotion that we have experienced at that time. So I felt sad, I felt unseen, I felt jealous, I felt angry. When you did that, when you walk away, when when I asked for your help and you didn't help me do the dishwashing, for example. It can be very simple, but in our daily life, when we live together, things are building up, and we don't take care of it, of this, and then it becomes a mountain, and then at some day it's like, okay, I'm enough, I quit, bye. It's like, oh. And also when we express, like I say, our suffering, it can also help the other to it's like a mirror. Because maybe we don't know that when we say that or when we act like that, we make the other suffer. And I am very much in that case. Or sometimes with a good intention, I say something to my sister, and then the next day she doesn't want to look at me. I'm like, oh man, what did I do? I don't know. And finally, if she tell me, and then I'm like, oh, I had no idea that what I say or did that day was trigger something, and it was hurtful for her. I had no idea. So it's very precious to take this time together. So at home, if you have a family, children, this is something you can do. And I know the children program will have a session, and it's always very moving to see the love, to witness the love between children and parents. It's so simple, but it's so, like with the children, innocent and true. So this quality of putting our ego, our pride on a side and just, coming together and in order to love and understand each other better. Like the brother this morning, when we have a question about making a choice and the parent doesn't support her, and then our elder brother say, but do you understand your parent? Do you understand your father, your mother? So beginning anew is also a way to understand each other better as human being, and not only in a role of a father, a mother, an elder sister, a younger sister, a monastic, a lay. Maybe we can listen to a sound of the bell, and we can already try to come back and see, in my daily life, how do I take care of my relationship? Do I take care of my relationship? And how can I improve the way I take care of my relationship so that there is love and understanding on both sides? So the first step is to recognize the flowers, the beauty, and flowers, many. And it can also be a way to express our gratitude. A few weeks ago we changed, but before there was gratitude here instead of here now. And I know it really touched many people when they saw that big gratitude. Sometimes we don't use that word often, or we are not in that space of gratitude. But when we come here, then suddenly, it makes sense. And one of the first questions this morning was, how can I be more grateful from a young one? We forget we have a strong body, and we can go all the part of our body, and it's already like it will take us 1 hour already to be grateful for all the parts in our body that works well. All the condition of happiness that is already available for us. The second is to express our regrets, to say sorry, to apologize. And not in a sense of remorse. After the beginning anew, you should be lighter and freer. It's not like after a session of beginning anew, it's like, no. So to express regret is also a way to lighten your heart and also open your heart. Not keep it. Maybe you know, maybe you have not been skillful. So this is a chance when you sit with that person or in a circle with your family. This is a chance for you to not keep it and just let it go. You say it and then you let it go. So maybe we can associate it with letting go. The third step is to be able to express our suffering concerning our relationship, and not in a way of blaming or accusing or judging or wanting the other person to be different. So it's an art, but just to express how we felt at that moment. That is enough already. Because we all have the same seeds. So when I am telling you that I am sad, you will understand what does it mean to be sad, to feel the sadness inside. If I'm telling you I am angry, you will understand. And this is very important, to have a space in our family, in the couple relationship, in a community, maybe in a workplace, to have a place to share about our suffering and not feeling we are alone in this suffering. And the fourth step is to ask for support or help. Like I said earlier, very often we say, no, it's okay, I'm okay, I don't need your help, I can deal with it. You know, I'm an adult, I'm a father, I'm a mom. But maybe when you share with skillfully with your children, there is maybe more humanness also. And it's also a way to express your trust in the other members of your family. Of course, we don't want to burden our children with our suffering. This is not what is it about. But something very concrete and simple. When you live together or you work together, you can just say, I need your help. Because I don't like whenever the desk is a mess, it really, really irritated me. Like I really get a lot of anger. And I don't know how to deal with it. So can we look together how to make the desk or the space that we work together with more, I don't know, more cozy, more neat, more... So when we express, when we that we need help is also to express maybe our vulnerability. So all of this, in fact. Okay, and this is one aspect of being human. And sometimes we forget. We like, no, it's okay. I can cope. And with all the starting with the school and the competition and the exam and being number one and being okay, being happy, having a lot of friends, having a lot of likes, then we don't have a lot of space in our society to show our vulnerability. And that's a pity because it doesn't mean that we are weak. I don't feel it like that. I would say the opposite, to be able to show that we are not always a solid mountain, but this is the direction that we want to go to, and we know we have the capacity to be a solid mountain sometime, often, most of the time, it depends, but sometimes we need help. Because sometimes too many people walk on the mountain and the mountain is feeling like this, for example. The clear lake, fresh water is, there is too much people in it, and it's, there's too much things happening in our mind and body. So for instance, if we are sick, if our body gets sick, we don't have the same strength. We don't have the same capacity to respond to the situation, to the children that is coming and say, it's like, please. So to be aware, to say that there are some also conditions that are not under our control. If we get sick, or if somehow we have allowed too much worrying, too much projects, too much things in our head, and we don't have enough space anymore. So we need to have a little bit of time and space to unload, to empty, so we can be fresh again. We need to refresh, to press the button, reboot. But like my sister saying Thursday, is like you have the CD and then you press stop, but the CD is still spinning. So sometimes it takes some time to be fresh again. So to have a space to share all of this with our family members, with our friends, our colleague, is very precious. And we can also do, of course, that for ourselves. We don't need to tell anyone. We can just do it. And for example, for number 4, we have the practice. We have many ways of changing the CD. So for instance, I'm a little bit in grumpy mood or not so fresh mood these past few weeks. And yesterday, I decided I go out of my room. It was just before the Dharma sharing. And I decided I'm going to smile. And then I go out of my room, and but I really feel the smile. Like it was not a fake smile. I really tried to generate the inner smile. And I'm like, oh, it feels good. Yes. So it doesn't take much. But then walking, I was preparing for today, and I realized also sometimes it's hard to let go, because it's been a few days, few weeks that I'm a little bit in a mood of like this, and then suddenly I let it go. It's like strange, like it's been a few weeks that I'm, and then suddenly I'm like a happy person, a joyful person. It's like doesn't seem right. But I know I have learned how to change the CD, and this is a capacity that I have been developing, and so I know I can do it. So why should I stay in that state of not being so happy? Why I cannot just let it go? Why? So this is also a question for you. Why you cannot let go? Especially the things that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 50 years ago. What is it? Impermanence, I mentioned about impermanence. So when you see that life is so precious, and then everything can happen at any moment. When I say anything, is mean being sick, really sick, or having to confront death, my own death, or the death of my beloved ones. Then it's like it's not necessary to hold on something that has happened so long time ago. So can I forgive? Can I forgive? And can I just turn the page and look forward instead of looking in, being stuck in the past, even if it's yesterday or 1 week ago? Can I wake up in the morning and seeing this day is a new day? So during this week we meet some people, like every day, maybe in our Dhamma sharing family, or the sisters, or so we have and we have some encountering, and so can I see the people with new eyes, like it's a brand new person? Do I really know that person? So I don't know if you already have this experience of holding on something and then just in a few seconds just let it go, and it's like, oh, it's weird. But this is also a way to refresh and reset yourself. So another question is, what do you want? What do we want? Do we want justice and not revenge, but like, like, or can we develop this capacity of trying to understand the person that may have hurt us, seeing that all the causes and conditions where that person was when she or he did that or say that? Can we develop our capacity to love? Maybe we don't forgive the act, the action, but maybe we can forgive the person. And in order to continue our relationship, and even though maybe that person is not alive anymore, that person is still alive in you. So this is also something you can do if you have a relationship that is dear to you, but is conflictual, is like there is resentment, there is sadness. Maybe this is a time to let go of all this resentment in order also for you to be free and to move on. So the beginning anew is also like a stepping stone, like to move on and not being stuck in repetitive thinking and that is harmful to yourself first. Maybe we can listen one sound of the bell. Maybe this is enough, but now it's your turn. I would like to propose, for those who are awake, that we can create groups of 3, so near you, so we don't need to move too much, with your language, so like English, French, so you can understand each other without having to have a translation. And then you can, with the sound of the bell, everybody will come back to themselves. And we can express, we can share about 2 flowers about ourselves. Okay? So 2 flowers about ourselves. And maybe 1 regret. And I don't know if we will have enough time. So, you don't need to enter your whole life story. And then if you feel you have time, and if you feel this is something really present in you, you can also share about 2 gratitude from someone that you love. Okay? So 2 flowers about yourself and maybe 1 regret. And then 2 gratitude for someone that you love. Maybe that person is not here, but the two other person in that small group will bear witness. They will practice deep listening. And so in a way, that's that's going to have its effect already in you, to be able to share it and to know that people are receiving and acknowledging what you are sharing about that person. Is that okay? Yes? I don't want to force anyone, so those who don't want to do it, you don't have to, okay? So maybe we can turn and see how is it going. And my sister will invite a sound of the bell as soon as everybody is ready. And we will have about 4 minutes. 4 minutes for each person. So we will listen to a sound of the bell. Children, children. We will listen to a sound of the bell, so we can all come back to ourselves and be in touch with our flowerness, our qualities, our talent, and also maybe one regret we have about ourselves. So you can start whenever you are ready. Vous pouvez commencer quand vous vous sentez prêt. This is to say that we will soon pass to the other person. On va passer à l'autre personne. Vous pouvez terminer. The third person or the fourth person, I don't know where you are in your group, but we can continue. It will be the last person. We are going to end the session. Nous allons bientôt finir. Vous pouvez finir tranquillement. You can end slowly. And when you finish, you can come back to your place. Et quand vous avez fini, vous pouvez tranquillement revenir à votre place. So we can listen to one sound of the bell. How was it? Is anyone would like to share just a few words? How did it feel? Was it the first time that you had to, publicly say your talent and your qualities? without being... anyone wants to share his or her experience in few words?
Nope.
Okay.
So I think it's a really worthwhile exercise. I think it's a way of finding your inner smile, to smile at yourself and to bring joy to yourself. I immediately feel lighter and happier and more of a sense of coming to myself. So, yes, thank you.
Thank you. So having a sense of coming back to yourself, is it something that also other people experience? Yeah, I also think there have been some tears here and there. So it's also a place to be vulnerable and to allow some tears. It's okay. And sometimes it can be mixed. It can be a sense of joy and a sense of so much gratitude that it brings some tears in us, and that's okay. And I wanted to end with something that came in my mind when I knew that I was going to share about the Beginning Anew presentation practice, and another kind of practice that I feel, I don't know why, linked to this is what we call the Metta meditation or loving kindness meditation. That is very popular in Buddhism. So I think many of you already know. So it's just to bring into your heart the love for yourself, the love for your friends, family, for your close one, the love for all living beings, nature, Mother Earth. And after you have done that, you can include in your love the person that maybe make you suffer, or the person that is difficult to live with or to work with. But because that person is part of the universe, if you are in connection with the universe, with that energy of love, then that person who is difficult is also included in your love. And when you have this love in your heart is open. And your heart is open to express regret, or also to welcome suffering, to be able to listen to the suffering of the other person. So I think it's very important to also cultivate love for yourself. And when you do that, you know that you also cultivate love for your family, because you are not separated from them, of course. And it can also spread or radiate to your friends and at your workplace. So there's no limit for love. And that's a good news. And that means also we are never really arrived anywhere, because we can always open, expand and expand our love. Without forgetting ourselves, of course. Because we are the source. And when we forget ourselves, this is when we have to ask for help. It's like, oops, I went too far from the source. I have to come back to the source, take care of myself. By taking care of myself, I know I am generating love for myself, true love, that will bring freedom, space, peace and joy. And then I can expand again. So it's like, because we are not Buddha yet, so it's like, so it's a living energy that we need to take care of. And love never hurts. True love never hurts. Maybe I will finish here. So maybe this is something we can contemplate. Love never hurts. And true love, in one poem of Thai, Thai say, love never say this is the last time. We always give a second chance. Thank you for your patience and for allowing yourself to also go through the experience of sharing about your qualities and regret and gratitude for the one you love. I hope you can have some tools and concrete practices to bring home to really take care of your relationship, because it's very important to feel supported. Yes, I will finish now. Let's hear 3 sounds of the bell.